What the heck is that? It's like Dobby the house elf, but some deformed blue dragon version. Ugh! Anyway, if you didn't already know, some of the, I guess, basic dragons have finally had their models updated. Juice Pet being one of them, which his adult form, he doesn't look like a big baby anymore. So this is his new adult form, which makes him look kind of cool. I think his best skin by far is his young skin. Look at that, he's a cutie. He almost looks like some kind of weird horse. I'm gonna keep him like that because he looks neat. We do also have the Flaming Rock Dragon and also the Sea Dragon that have changed their forms, and I don't really like them, to be honest, but I don't know if there's any others that have changed their forms as well. But this is the new Sea Dragon, which is a bit weird, not gonna lie. It's very plain, which is okay, I guess. And then again, we've got Flaming Rock, which he looks very weird. Maybe we just need to get used to it, but this is a I don't know. Not sure how to feel about that. But there are a few of those. We can also put our food generator, our greenhouse away now, which is whatever. I don't care about that. But big news, because obviously we've been having lots of early info and stuff about this dragon, and also we did have the news post which was announcing that the new heroic race dragon was going to be High Nest, and a lot of people were asking what are the elements going to be. But if you didn't already see, the official Dragon City pages did post this, which outlines when the upcoming Maze Island, the upcoming Runner Island, and also when the Heroic Race is going to start. And the Heroic Race will be starting on the 30th of March. If you didn't already see this news, there it is. Guardian of Eggs Heroic Race with High Nest inside. But we do know when Runner and Maze are coming. Runner will be tomorrow, and Outback Maze will be on the 27th. But this new High Nest dragon, I have had a few people asking me about this dragon, and yeah, High Nest is going to be pretty decent because Pure is a pretty decent primary element to have. The only problem with Pure is that we've had quite a lot of primal dragons being released recently. You know, the High Heroic Dragon, for example, High 5 just came out. There's quite a lot of primal dragons, basically. So unfortunately, High Nest is going to be weak to those, but you know, Pure only has primal as a weakness, so it's really not too bad to have. But having Legend can be really useful against time dragons. We've got Wind, which can be pretty good. I said time dragons, didn't I? I meant for the wind element. Legendary, obviously, does not super affect wind. But then we've also got Beauty element. So the reason that this dragon overall is pretty decent is because it's got a lot of uncommon elements in its roster, because Beauty especially, we haven't seen that really in very many of the new heroic dragons. I mean, we've got High 5 that had Beauty element, but if we just take a look at the newest heroics, for example, because let's go by descending here. You'll see that the only one that's actually had Beauty so far is indeed High 5, and High 5, the reason a lot of people don't want to pick up High 5 is mainly because they don't want to have it on the same team as a Cosmic Detonation, because then you'd be sharing tons of elements. I personally don't mind High 5, and it's why I've been ranking him up, but we don't have any others that have Beauty, so maybe we'll see some more of these heroic dragons with Beauty elements soon. But of course, Beauty being one of the ancient world elements, it's always going to be a nice pickup to have, especially when it's this uncommon. So I would say that in the recent roster of dragons, I would say that this new High Nest dragon is roughly on the same level as some of these dragons here, because the recent selection has been pretty nuts for these dragons. I'd say High Heroic is on the weaker side, purely because he's weak to Legend. But you know, High Toy Town, High Drowsy, they're absolutely insane, and I think that High Nest is also going to be pretty decent. It's just Pure being weak to primal is a bit but it's fine overall. So that is the new dragon, and this is the new dragon's actual model as you've seen now for a few minutes. But nice egg, baby's a bit whatever, but the actual dragon I don't mind the design of. We are also going to be having some sort of Easter-themed events. I don't know if we've got full details of those yet, but we are going to have Eggsodus, which has a nice little egg follower, and he holds an egg. And we have the beautiful Eggsile, who has no arms, and kind of reminds me of that heroic, you know, the one that holds the lantern. But Eggsile, I'm also looking forward to him as well. But until we get these new events coming out, of course, like I mentioned, we are going to have a runner event and we're going to have a maze event. And people have been asking whether Haunted is going to be in the upcoming maze or runner events. I don't know as of yet. But since puzzle is ending in a day's time, we will find out then. So hopefully you get everything that you want out of this puzzle event in time for the new events coming out. And of course, that does mean that we've still got just under 3 days of grid remaining. And so in order to work out whether it would have been possible in the end to get our hands on, you know, Kanga plus Haunted and potentially these really far out there Ascended insignias, of course I have been doing more maths. That is hypothetical maths, because if we include the runner event, which is starting tomorrow, we have to work out whether we would have enough time to get all the currency and everything out of that event. And, you know, so far from the actual calculations I've been doing, it comes to about this. So at the moment, including all the ads plus all of the runner event currency that we have at the moment, including 2 pinwheels for the minimum amount that we'd get from ads, we'd come to about 24,200 currency, and that would be just not enough to get to Haunted. It'd be a couple of chests away, basically, like around about here. So we'd get Kanga. We would guarantee Kanga if we get all the ads and we get all the runner event currency. But we'd be very, very close to getting Haunted as well. And so, as you can see, I have not yet made my choice whether I'm going to go for the smart choice, which is, of course, going for the collection items. This is the smart choice. Let me reiterate. Going for this collection and going for the perks and the Joker orbs, this is the smart thing to do, okay? But sometimes, as collectors, we don't go with the smart choice because, you know... I mean, Haunted. Need I say more? The only problem with getting Haunted now, of course, would be that Haunted's quests have ended now, which they do on purpose to try and spur you to buy the dragon or to, you know, gem all the breeds for him. But his quests are done, so now we wouldn't be able to empower him and get all of those bonus orbs and stuff. So it's not the best idea to go for Haunted, to say the least. He's got a nice primary and he's got soul as well, which is really nice, but it's not smart. We shouldn't do it. We shouldn't do it. Oh god, look at those disgusting new sea dragons. I'm sorry. No matter what you say about the original roster of Dragon City dragons, I don't know, I can't get used to it now. I'm so used to seeing the old guys, and plus we have the pure versions of them as well. Like, we've got Rolo Pure Sea, and he looks nothing like those new sea dragons. I guess he's got the whiskers? I don't know. I saw it as more of a, like, old school DC growth into him. I guess he kind of does look like the new ones the more I look at him, but I don't know, it just feels wrong. Something about it is wrong. It would be like, you know, if we got a robot replica of someone in your family and then said, look, they're the same, get used to them. Like, it was a robot and you, like, put their brain and their mind into a new body. I don't know, it doesn't sit well with me. But either way, that is the new stuff that is coming out. And, of course, we do have more ads today, which is what I included in those calculations. So more grid coins and ads does make it more likely that you can get your hands on Haunted. And again, for me, it would we'd be about just under 1,000 currency away from getting Haunted. So Haunted, if we get any more ads and get any ad jackpots, is very much doable. So there's that. We've also got the Alliance chest, which we should be able to finish with 3 hours left. We'll see. But once this Alliance chest ends, we will be getting more Alliance chests, of course. Next Alliance chest is going to be Breeding, which would be on the 25th tomorrow. Or more Blood Mage orbs, so hopefully you've got, you know, your Alliance ready for that. And, you know, for the upcoming runner event as well, we do have some dragons coming in this, and we've got the new Devil Dragon coming as well. But essentially, if you want to get your hands on all of the grid currency, if you are going for, you know, Haunted, or just want to go for as many event items as possible, you will need to get at least 3,600 pinwheels. We've got insignias at 4,200, Devil at 4,500 as usual. And normally I tend to get around 5,000, between 5,000 and 6,000 currency, normally 5,000 to 5,600-ish around about here. So maybe we could get up to this rucksack if we wanted to, depends on if we're going for the event items. I think last time I finished at Banquet Box, so it's roughly around here-ish that you can make it to if you hit every reset. And you don't have to gem for that. That's roughly what you can get free to play. Assuming that we get some ads with runner event currency in them at any point. But if you do want the Dragon Warning Sign, that's going to be at 6,400. And honestly, you're probably going to have to gem a few times if you want that. But of course, there's more rucksacks later on. But getting anywhere beyond that is very much either just outright pay to win or just a lot of gemming. So that is what to expect from the upcoming runner event as well. But I'm happy because I don't think Panther, Cave Modo, Devil, or Bull. Obviously not Devil because he's brand new, but the others, I don't think we have those. So maybe this will be a good event for you as well. But, you know, we've got new dragons coming. We've got Heroic Race coming. It's going to be constant events because, again, when Puzzle ends, we are going to get Runner immediately after. And then during Runner, we're going to have Outback Maze. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, we are going to have a Platypus coming, which it appears for people on Android or mobile devices. It's not displaying properly, but we will have an actual Platypus coming in that maze event. So look forward to that because he's kind of cute. And I am all for any duck-looking, parrot-looking, bird-looking creatures in my games are 100% guaranteed. I like that. But I guess that was everything that I wanted to update you on today. So again, take a look at the new stuff. Go and put your greenhouses away when that gets updated for you. That's the most pointless change ever, that we can now put the greenhouse in storage or sell it. I don't care. It's one measly tile of storage, basically. Like, that's basically, you can barely fit anything in that amount of space. Anyway, that is my mini rant for now. I'm gonna keep hatching and breeding and summoning and everything else. Oh, and if you're wondering what's happening with my dual perception, he's back to being empowered a second time. Hell yeah, yep. Oh god, why do I keep doing that? Please curse me. Please.